it's Lauren from Kiwi Rugby Travel Stories. So anyway, today I'm going to do up a really quick video for you guys today. I'm actually really busy with some study at the moment, so we're just going to try and knock that over at the moment before I get out there and do some more video. I will actually have another video about my city, Brisbane, which should be up maybe Tuesday. If not, it'll be definitely next Sunday again. But anyway, the reason why I'm doing this video today is a little bit of a throwback for me actually flying back to Korea in September last year, August, September last year. And one of the reasons why I'm actually doing this video is I actually had somebody actually ask me last week, oh, I saw that you actually flown with Korean Air. What is it like? Worth actually travelling with them? Do you think it's safe? And that kind of question. So anyway, I sort of thought I'd do up this quick video. I'll let you guys know what it's really like, and you guys can make your own mind up about it.
Just want to apologise for all the crappy photos and videos that are going to come up in the next couple of clips. Was still really an amateur to vlogging when I first started doing this out. So yeah, I do apologise now. Obviously when I do go back to Seoul and everything like that, there will be some more better videos happening. Alright, thank you. So I headed off to Seoul, Incheon on the 25th of August 2015 on Korean Airlines flight KE124. I then headed off to Paris the next day on KE901, and check-in was actually quite easy. I'm one of those ones who likes to get there 3 hours prior. I was actually the first one to be served, so pretty much it was very easy for me. I ended up actually getting boarded first, mainly because there was quite a number of people there and I don't like being in crowds, so I got on the plane first. The flight attendants were really welcoming and really attentive. There's a lot of bowing going on, so make sure to actually bow back to them if need be. It's actually just common courtesy. So yeah, it was a very easy and painless boarding process. The girls were actually really helpful, and I actually really enjoyed the whole boarding process, and you know, the fact that these flight attendants were actually really helpful and stuff like that. Quickly actually go through the amenities with you which Korean Air provides for you. So obviously you can see that we got ourselves a blanket and a bottle of Jeju pure water. In the amenities kit we also got a pair of slippers. You also got a toothbrush and toothpaste, and on request you could also grab yourself an eye mask as well. You also got yourself a headphone set as well for the IFE. So yeah, it was actually quite cool. So after takeoff, the flight attendants came around. They gave you a packet of peanuts, and they also gave you a drink on request. I got myself a Sprite, but you could have had yourself another soft drink, water or juice.
Hey guys, sorry for coming back to live from Korean Air KE124 bound to Seoul, Incheon in South Korea. So just being served our lunch at the moment. So I went for the bibimbap. So, and I also got extra gochujang as well. So is that cool? Comes in its own little toothpaste thing. But yeah, there's some rice here. Got all the meat, the vegetables in there. Seaweed soup and some pickle as well. And then also some fruit salad as well. And then I just got a water. But where else?
also some sesame oil and also the spoons are all metal. Spoons and forks are all metal as well, which is pretty cool. Anyway, that's the bibimbap as well. I was still feeling really hungry, so I ended up getting these shimra. But the spicy noodles, I get them all the time back home in Australia. The thing is, they don't look like this, I'll tell you that. They don't have like all the powder and stuff, because usually it's just all powder and stuff like that, but here it's all got sauce and whatnot. But yeah, I'll try these ones out. But I'm excited to try these ones out because they've actually got proper sauce and stuff like that in them. But yeah. So mid-flight they came around with more drinks and more snacks as well, so I got myself a brownie, which I thought was really nice, and I got myself an orange juice as well. 2 hours prior to landing they actually came around with our dinner, and I got the Western meal. I didn't think it was great, but it wasn't too bad. The Korean meal did look a lot better. So that's the passport stamp that's in my passport now from Korea. The next day I actually headed off to Paris, so I thought the boarding process was quite swift and smooth. They were really helpful again. This time around I'm actually on a Airbus A380-800, headed off to Charles de Gaulle Airport. So the takeoff was quite smooth. I did actually notice that the undercarriage actually sounded really noisy, which was very strange, and I was starting to get a bit concerned, but we ended up making it to Paris, so yeah, it was actually quite a good experience. So this is just after takeoff. It's actually one of the islands. It's actually just off the coast of South Korea there. Again, as of Korean air tradition, peanuts and soft drink was served out just after takeoff as well, so which was quite good. And then a few hours later we ended up actually crossing the coast over China, so I think that's actually just over Tianjin where the explosion was a few weeks earlier before that. So we were served our lunch, and I did get myself the Korean meal this time. I wasn't actually. It was nice, but I wouldn't say I would rave about it. It did actually have octopus legs in it. I'm not a big fan of octopus. Again, mid-flight, if you're hungry, you can get yourself a shin ramyun as well. And they did come around with more drinks and snacks. So I ended up getting myself a triangle kimbap with this one, and it was so good. I actually didn't realize how that Korea actually had those. You could check on the map on the IFE to see where you were, and I kept on checking when we were actually flying over Russia. I don't know why I kept on doing that. And then about 2 hours prior to landing, we got served dinner again, so I ended up having the Korean meal. It was a spicy chicken with rice, so no, it was really nice. So yeah, it was actually a really enjoyable flight. I ended up watching Fast and Furious and cried at the end, so yeah, it was actually really good. So on my return leg, I actually headed out of Heathrow this time, and I'm just going to let you guys in on a little tip. If you've got yourself an Oyster card, don't get the National Express out to Heathrow, get yourself the Tube. It only costs about £3.20. I will admit it does take you an hour to get from Oxford Circus to actually get to Heathrow. However, you do save yourself about £18 by doing this, so it's actually a really money saving cost. So check-in actually opens at Heathrow 4 hours prior to departure. So by the time I actually got there was a very sizable crowd there. So do actually try to plan your trip ahead if you are actually flying with Korean Air through London Heathrow. Watched a bit of rugby before we boarded, and then we actually took off out of London. I watched Royal Night Out on my trip home, and then we got served bibimbap because there was no Western meals available, which I was quite happy about anyway. I didn't really mind. On the flight home, we had a choice of the continental breakfast or the Korean juk, and I took the juk anyway, which I thought was really nice. So I had a 5-hour stopover in Incheon after we landed from London. I slept through to most of the flight from London anyway, but I was still quite tired, so I slept through my stopover, a good portion of it anyway. So yeah, this is my flight back to Brisbane that was parked up at Incheon Airport. And then after takeoff we had the traditional soft drink and peanuts, and then we also got served dinner about an hour later after that. And then this was a soybean paste soup stew, jjigae with rice and vegetables, which was really nice. I actually enjoyed it. It was kind of like miso but not as salty. For breakfast I got the Korean juke again, and I just asked for extra gochujang and stuff like that. And yeah, it was actually a really enjoyable meal because obviously the other one was the continental breakfast. So I hope you guys actually enjoyed this segment of the Korean Air part. I will recommend them to everybody, and they are my preferred airline as of now. So yeah, I do hope you enjoyed it.
So anyway guys, I hope you guys actually enjoyed the video, and I hope that I actually see more of your feedback and comments from watching these videos. Anyway guys, I sort of thought I'd do a quick Japan trip update basically, and let you guys know what's going on with that. I am pretty much booked and ready to go guys. So I'm actually leaving on the 19th of September from the Gold Coast Airport, and then I fly, that leaves at 10:45 AM on the 19th of September, and I arrive in at 6:55 PM in Tokyo Narita on the same day basically. So it's about 10.5 hours I think, I can't remember, something. So anyway, I'm flying with Jetstar. They've got a, they had a bit of a sale going on at the recently, but I seem to find that at the moment there's a lot of airlines actually flying really cheap because of the price of petrol's actually gone down. So the price of oil's actually gone down considerably. So they're sort of trying to, match that basically. And I've seen that, so when I saw this flight, I was just like, wow, I've got to get it. I've got to go to Japan. I've got to do everything, and that's why I'm going, but basically. And so anyway, with I ended up buying like a little booking package, which I'm going to explain to you guys in one of the next videos about budget airlines. Yeah, about budget airlines. I'm going to show you guys a really quick video about that, about flying with budget airlines, whether it be domestically or internationally, and specifically Trans-Tasman, so that's flying between Australia and New Zealand. So I'll let you guys know about that. In total I paid $439 Australian for to fly to Tokyo from the Gold Coast. I bought a package, as I just explained to you guys before, and it was an extra $90 on top of the $300 and something fare. And that included a 20 kilos of luggage, Qantas frequent flyer points, which is like 3,900 Qantas frequent flyer points. It also included a meal on the plane. It includes like a full dinner and a snack as well. But I'll explain to you guys about flying budget and how this trip I'm going to be still taking food with me. And it also included a free seat select as well. So because I prefer to sit on the window and also at the back of the plane, so then I can actually show you guys takeoff videos, I've pretty much just actually gone and put it there. So yeah, it's an extra $90. It might seem like a lot, but by the time you kind of add up the fact that you've got to get a meal on the plane and you've got to get this and you've got to get that, it kind of works out monetary wise better for value than actually buying it all separately, so which worked out better for me at the time. So I ended up doing that, and plus also get Qantas frequent flyer points, which actually really helps because as much as I have a couple of cards that are linked to my Qantas frequent flyer account and I use it whenever I fly with a linked airline, it's actually quite good that way. So yeah. The other thing I wanted to show you guys is I'm also definitely booked to go to South Korea as well. So I'm definitely now booked. I'm flying with Asiana Airlines on the 24th of September. I leave at 9 o'clock on the 24th of September. I arrive in Seoul, Incheon at 11:30 AM, so 2 hours and 30 minutes after I take off. And then basically with that I can just then get the express train from Incheon to Seoul station, and I've only basically got walk about 200 meters from the gate 12 at Seoul Station to my hostel that I'm staying at, so which is actually really good. So when I arrive in Tokyo, I've already booked in my accommodation in Tokyo, and I've also already booked my accommodation in Seoul. So what will happen is I'll stay at Takaracho in Seoul, which is near the Ginza area. It's in the Ginza area. I sort of thought that might be a convenient place. I was looking at Shinjuku as well. I was looking at Shibuya, but it was really expensive for my price. I found a hotel in Ginza for, it was like about $70 Australian a night, which I sort of thought that's really good. From the pictures that I've seen and from the reviews, it seemed like a good place. It was called APA Hotel in Takaracho. It's not very far from Takaracho Tui Station, which is actually quite good as well. So what will happen is when I actually arrive in Narita, I have to get off at Yuno Station, and then I have to change trains at another station before I get onto the Tui line, and then I just get off at Takaracho, and it's basically across the road, so which is actually really good. When so I'll be in the Tokyo area for about until the Friday night, and then I'll actually head back up to Narita because of the distance wise, and because I actually have to be at the airport at 6 AM on the Saturday. It was easier for me to stay one night at the Crown Plaza Narita Airport. And to stay there for one night, it was only like $100 Australian, which was actually very good as well. So I sort of thought I'll stay there for one night, and then they've got a free shuttle bus that goes from their hotel to Narita Airport, which is actually really convenient for me, and then I can just hop on the bus and then head off on my way out to Narita Airport. When I arrive in Seoul, I'm staying at 24 Guest House in Seoul Station, which is only very close to Seoul Station, which is really good for me because then I can just hop on the subway and then head off to where I want to go, which will be Myeongdong and everything like that. I am planning either the Wednesday or the Thursday. I'm planning on going up to the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, just dependent on obviously what's going to be happening around that area at the time. If it gets quite heavy, I probably will not go, but I'll just make a decision maybe about 2 weeks before I leave or something like that to see if I can get onto a tour and get up there. I would like to actually get up there for my own bucket list experiences, so hopefully, yeah. Anyway guys, I hope that gives you more of an insight of what's happening with my trip to Japan and everything like that, and I really do look forward to actually sharing with you guys my trips to South Korea and Japan, obviously, and obviously a lot of people may know is that I'm actually sneaking across to Christchurch before I head off to Tokyo, so it'll be a bit of a confusing kind of big trip, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. Alright guys, have a great day, and look forward to actually sharing you my stories with you. Alright guys, bye!
If you really like my videos, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel. We will have new videos out every Tuesday and Sunday, so if you really like my videos, make sure to subscribe to stay tuned. Thank you!